Where'd you play golf at?
At the London Club at the moment.
Okay.
Been up there 4 years.
Yeah.
Played the Heritage yesterday, but in some scramble, but it was well wet, to be honest with you. It doesn't drain well, the Heritage.
Yeah.
Inty drains a lot better, it's a bit more weedy, the Inty,
Yeah.
but the Heritage just, quite a few of the fairways there just hold water.
Yeah.
But it's what it is, isn't it?
And how much sort of golf are you typically?
Me every day.
Every day?
No. Probably at least twice in the winter, sometimes 3, but in the summer, same really, in the summer, 3 times a week.
Yeah.
4 times here and there.
Yeah.
But I'm getting to that age now where I was 60 last month.
Yeah.
And I'm struggling with my irons a bit, you know.
Okay.
And someone said maybe go to graphites.
Yeah.
So I was just talking to your friend there, but he said, look, we don't really mix it. So he said, come back and maybe have a look at your irons.
Yeah, sure.
Just like different shafts or whatever. So
Yeah, okay. All right. And in terms of like what you're
I actually hit that okay.
Yeah.
But because I was 60 the other week,
Yeah.
he said, "I'll do your thingy, Dad. You might." I said, "Well, I ate this well."
Yeah.
Well enough. It's a distance now, though, and you're losing a bit. Yeah, I'm losing a bit. Well, stage, I suppose.
Yeah.
But with my irons, like I said, I used to hit a 7-iron, 160, 165.
Yeah.
Now it's sort of like getting to like 150, 145.
Yeah.
So he's taking the piss out of me because he hits a 7-iron, 200 yards.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So, he's got the lankiness, I'll call it.
So it's just basically for you, it's today, see if there's any
just see,
distance that maybe
I'll
might
be
be
a,
had.
hopefully, yeah. Well, I don't hit it too bad, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I think
So you're fairly comfortable with that one, fairly happy. It's just whether we can give you anything additional.
A couple of
over the
mates
top of it.
bought the new Paradigm last year,
Yeah.
and I had a few goes at it,
Yeah.
and it did feel better.
Yeah.
It felt better, you know, the weight of it.
Right.
And it did feel better.
Yeah.
And I was hitting it probably just as far as this.
Yeah.
But it just felt
Easier?
Yeah, it felt easier, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't have to put so much effort into it, obviously.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
And obviously, like I say, getting to that 6-0 now, I've got to look after my body.
Yeah, sure. Sure. No problem. All right. So I tell you what, let me put an iron together for you so I don't throw you in at the deep end, just hitting drivers straight away. What irons do you currently play?
I've got the Mizunos.
Steel shaft at the moment?
Steel shaft, yeah.
Yeah, no problem. I'll put something together for you just to have a little bit of a warm up, and then once you're feeling warm, we'll get into driver rather than just throwing you at the deep end.
Yeah, fine.
Just
Yeah.
club drivers away.
Yeah.
Warm ups are important as well.
Start shanking.
What Mizuno head in particular was it, Ian?
Oh, I can't remember the name of them.
Come and have a little look down.
I've got the 7-iron in the car.
Any particular model? Hot metal?
No, wasn't it? Go and get the 7-iron in the car.
You can do.
Yeah,
That's
go on,
easy,
mate. There's no
let's
rush.
do that.
Oh, they're probably only Mizunos. They're probably tightest.
That's all right, no problem. It's all right, we'll grab your 7-iron. No problem.
Yeah, I've just not eaten them so well lately. You know, when you just sort of like feel like you're struggling. And the geezer I played with, he was 65. He said, "Look, I've got graphites here," and he said, "I feel like don't need to."
Just feels a little bit easier.
Yeah.
To generate the club head speed and yeah. I think the other thing as well is in the winter time when you've got a few layers on and you're not feeling quite as quick.
No.
That can make a bit of a difference as well.
Yeah, especially when the ground's heavy, you got that.
Yeah.
You sort of see the fatten more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well, yeah, we can certainly have a look at that for you another day.
Yeah.
There we go, sir. Perfect. I'll let you start warming up and hitting a few there.
Well, what were they anyway?
They're JPX 921s, just the standard forge model they are. Hot metal, yeah. So I'll let you just start hitting a few there, Ian, and get yourself moving.
Bum, bum, bum.
You're naturally right-handed, Ian?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do you want to change it with the left?
No, just a question just to see that it can change delivery depending on what bias hand you
Oh,
are.
right.
So do you get guys who come in and they are naturally, they play their other way. So, you know, Phil Mickelson's probably the most well-known left-hander in the world, but he's actually right-handed, right?
Oh, gotcha, yeah.
Kind of just changes your delivery because you lead with your dominant hand. So.
Yeah. That one go.
Just took the top. Working on anything in the golf game in particular, technique-wise?
Sorry?
Working on anything in particular, technique-wise, in the golf game?
To be honest with you, I know it sounds a bit boring, but getting to that age where you just want to hit the ball.
Is what it is, and
Is
you just
what it
go
is.
out and play with it, yeah.
Yeah, you know, it's.
No problem.
I feel like you're too old to start changing things. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I know you're never too old to whatever, but I've like lessons here and there, but
Yeah.
I just try and make it simple. You know.
Yeah, okay.
Like I said, I've not got the best golf swing in the world, but it works. If you know what I mean.
What's your typical flight with the irons and with the driver? What do you tend to see?
Over there. Yeah, it's a weird story of mine. I was 12, and this time last year, I had the shanks.
Okay.
I'm talking bad.
Okay.
Bad. I'd be down the fairway, get an iron
Yeah.
for, what, 4 months? I'm talking seriously. I was never
Yeah.
going to walk away from the game. It was
Yeah.
that bad.
Yeah.
I was having lessons.
Yeah.
Nothing, I couldn't get rid of it.
Yeah.
And so I put a load of cards in,
Yeah.
obviously, because you're not scoring. Went up to 17 from 12 within a month.
Yeah.
So I just put loads of cards in, getting like 20 points, 19 points. And I don't know, just all of a sudden, something just happened, got out of it.
Yeah.
And from 17, I went down to 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Best ever golf ever.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Mad.
Yeah.
Like,
You couldn't put your finger on what it was that you sort
no,
of started
like
to
I said,
change, or
August last year, I was
Yeah.
17 in handicap.
yeah. Yeah.
And the last 6 months, I've gone from 17. I said the lowest I've ever been was 11.
Yeah.
And I'm up the London club,
Yeah.
and also I'm an 8.
Right. So you came down in a
It just
rate of
went,
knots,
yeah,
once
but
it started coming down.
yeah. All of a sudden I was hitting 77,
Yeah.
79,
Yeah.
80, 81s.
Yeah.
Completely like off its head, wasn't it? Everyone's going, I've never heard anything like it yet.
Yeah.
You've been cut like 9 shots within
Yeah,
like
yeah.
4 months.
You probably just freed up a little bit after maybe feeling a bit tense with the whole
Yeah,
chance
it was just-
situation as well. You,
Yeah, it was weird. So what's your name?
Nick.
Nick. Yeah, it's weird, Nick. It's just, yeah, like I said, all of a sudden, like my world handicap was 7, but up there off the Watts, I'm 8. So,
Yeah.
but it's just weird, just mad,
All right.
just off its head. You know what I mean? It is, though, isn't it? It's just like from shanking to mad game. It's a mad game.
Ball wise, anything you're using in particular, Ian?
It's normally a Pro V1, but
Yep.
to be honest with you, if I'm just having a friendly, I play with anything really. Not
Yep.
anything, not like a top flight or a Dunlop. I'm talking about
Yeah, sure.
You
All right,
know,
we've got some Pro Vs here. Can make a bit of a
decent Strixon or Callaway. But if I'm in the comp or whatever, then I pull out me best ball.
Pro V down.
Because you
no
can
problem.
lose a few balls up there.
Absolutely, yeah. Tee height wise, how does that look for you?
I'm normally have it slightly higher.
Yeah. See how that looks.
Yeah, normally I believe it or not.
Bit more again?
Yeah, do
Yeah.
you mind?
How's that one looking?
Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, cool. All right, let me just get this set up for you, then we'll get going. Check this is all good. So what we'll do is we'll just hit half a dozen or so, Ian, and then we'll go through the numbers together.
Yeah.
And then I'll let you know any thoughts or recommendations on what you've got in hand. All right, off we go. So well-struck shot with driver, what sort of shot shape would you expect to see?
I used to be able to draw it quite a bit, then it started fading it. Then it goes straight. It's a bit. My worst
you
one.
don't have a particular shot shape
My
with it?
worst one is like a big
Out to the right-hand side, yeah.
fade.
Yeah.
That's the worst one.
Right.
But to be honest with you, it's not a lot. Yeah, it's been quite.
Quite neutral, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Perfect.
It's on the fairway, boy. What more do you want? See that slight fade there?
Mm-hmm.
Still on the fairway, son.
Sounded solid. Best one yet, that one?
It's a better one. The thing is, he's paying for it, so I want the most expensive you've got. I want some payback, you know, from all those corgi toys I've bought him.
Good one again? Last two have been good there, Ian.
Yeah, must be warming up.
Better again. Okay, cool. Yeah, last three were nice.
Like I said, I actually don't hit it too bad.
Yeah.
To be honest with you.
Yeah.
But
No problem.
like I said, I was using their paradigms. I don't know, it just felt more. I don't know, it just felt. What's the word? I'm not worried about the sound of it.
Yeah. Yeah,
But-
well, just depending on what shaft weight you've got in there, what balance of the golf
Yeah.
club is that your friends have got, that can just make it feel like it swings easier for you. So
Yeah, it
it
just
might be
felt-
just a bit of touch up today in that regard, just to see if there's something that we can get just feels like a little bit easier for you. As you say, a little, almost like same amount of effort, but we're just getting maximal sort of.
Yeah, well, I've got to say,
performance out of
probably it feels with their one. I don't know, it feels lighter on the backswing.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
It's sort of like this one feels like heavy when I'm there,
Yeah.
but their one sort of like felt light.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Bit quicker, almost. Like
Yeah,
a bit quicker,
probably, yeah, but-
yeah. No
So
problem.
what was it?
Don't know any of the specs from theirs, do you, in terms of what they've got in it at all?
I ain't got a clue, mate.
No, no problem at all.
I think they had
All right.
stiff shaft. I think they had stiff shafts. I'm sure they did.
Sure.
So what was them? 350s, 380s, them
Yeah,
drives?
yeah. We can put a 3 in front of some of these if you want to. Okay, let me go through these numbers for you. So we've got here club head speed. So you're just around 90 miles an hour with your club head speed there, fairly consistent throughout the year. And in relation to that, we've got your ball speed here, which peaked out at 133, as you can see, but nice and consistent. Your average 131. So no major drop off there in terms of strike points across the face. You know, fairly consistent. There's maybe a few more miles an hour to get out of it in relation to that 90 miles an hour. But you're not a million miles away. So again, you can see why you know you've stuck with what you've got in here in hand, and it actually performs pretty well for you. There's maybe a couple of miles an hour that we can maybe tap into, but a lot of that might be strike point on the face as well. What tells me that is this number here, which is what we call smash factor. Smash factor is an efficiency rating, simply put. So it's measured out of a maximum of 1.50. Smash factor is derived from, we know that the faces on the drivers are regulated. So the trampoline effect is regulated by the authorities. Basically, they can only be so quick. So based on that, the simple sum is, let's say, 100 mile an hour club head speed, hitting the ball right out the middle of the face with good dynamics. The maximum ball speed at 100 miles an hour will be 150. And then the mathematics work up and down, the equation works up and down from there, basically. So you can see you average 1.45 there, and you had your best strike at 1.48. So not bad. There's maybe just a little bit if we can get it. If we get to 150, then we'll be basically maximised out. We're getting everything that we can out of it. So that's telling me that maybe if I could just bump that out as an average over the course of a season, a couple of seasons, you might feel like you're a few yards longer, basically. Launch angle, you know, you have no problem in terms of getting launch onto the golf ball there. You average 16 degrees. And because you do a good job of hitting up on the golf ball, which is preferable with driver, he spins in quite a nice window as well. So in terms of your dynamics, they're pretty good. Although you're sort of across the ball in terms of your club path, you do a good job of still hitting up on it. So I would say predominantly you should be a fader of the ball. If all things equal, your path goes left and your face is square or slightly open, then the ball would typically fade. What would happen then is if you square the face up to the path, you might get the odd one, like the first one that goes a little bit left on you. I don't know if you find that, basically. So again, ideal scenario, if I'm able to give you a club that maybe helps you neutralise your club path a little bit as well, it just brings those misses in, so maybe dispersion could be a little bit tighter, might give you a bit of confidence to swing a little bit quicker. I mean, what the numbers are basically telling me is that things are in a good place for you. But effectively, you know, if I can maybe drop a little bit of weight off the setup, make it swing a little bit easier for you, you might be able to pick up a little bit of speed in this category here, translate that into a more efficient ball speed, and you know, all things being equal, hopefully we can find you a few more yards in here, basically, Ian. But you know,
if I could average what's the average? 240 roughly, nearly.
240, yeah.
I mean, ain't bad for my age, I suppose.
And again, this is.
So if I could like push it to 250, 260. It'd be. You know what I mean?
So that would mean that we'd have to add a few more miles an hour in this category here. If we can get this to sort of 92, 93, and that translates into a ball speed in sort of the mid to high 130s, then we'll get to those numbers quite comfortably, to be honest with you. Let me show you where I'd like to get your numbers to be classed as what we call optimal. So this tool here is called the Optimizer. So what it basically does is it takes your club head speed, your angle of attack, and the rest of the dynamics, and it gives me this light blue section here, which are optimal numbers based on your dynamics. The orange numbers are what you actually produce, so you can see actually the way that you're presenting the golf club and how you're hitting it, they're not a million miles away, right? There's not much more I can really give you. 1 yard in terms of carry, you actually beat the Optimizer there in terms of total distance because of the compact spin number. If I just run through things, not a million miles away. 4 yards there to be had, a couple of yards there in terms of the total. That was one that we just lost out to the right hand side, so we lost a little bit of distance. So really, I think the first three are the ones that I'm trying to almost eliminate from the game for you, and then the last three are the ones that I'm trying to, if I can, take those and optimise them and maybe try and improve them. In terms of your dispersion, that's where you were. These were the last three drives, which are fantastic. Take those all day. These were the first three, which are probably the ones that are getting you into trouble a little bit. And then strike on the face. Good. Pretty good. High toe. Toe. So overall, a little bit toey on the strike as well. Don't know if you find that potentially, but again, anything in and around that sort of where the crosshairs is there is definitely preferable for consistency of launch and spin and ball speed. But overall, it doesn't swing hugely poorly for you, but I just want to see if I can give you something maybe a little bit lighter, a little bit easier. And if that can translate into a bit more club head speed and therefore a bit more ball speed, then I think we'd have a win, basically. In terms of the club head, did you want to try and work with what you've got, or are you looking at a new product today? I should be asking you.
Oh, definitely a new product. I want diamond tipped. Anything over a grand.
So I mean, obviously you've got the latest model of the Ping, which is a G430, which, you know, cosmetically looks pretty similar. I would say it's a step forward from Ping. I mean, we found some really good results with it last year.
Yeah.
A little bit more stable across the head, and the main thing that Ping users found is that just acoustically it sounds a little bit more solid. So
Yeah.
could start with that head for you if you wanted to.
Yeah, we could try.
I mean, what you've got there is a you know, decent
What's the
head.
shaft?
Yeah, so that's one of Ping's stock option shafts that they've got there. And actually, I was going to just show you the base weight of it here. So effectively, you can see where you are weight-wise. So it'd just be whether I can just save a couple of grams for you, effectively. Ian, and just
What's that?
through
What, I've got a regular shaft?
you've got a reg, yeah. So you're in sort of this sort of weight here, basically. So I just want to see if I can maybe just drop that down by a few grams. Retain a lot of the stability.
Yeah.
Again, if I can give you something where we can just find a bit more of a centre contact with it as well, then potentially we can get a few more yards out of you. But yeah, it's good. I would say it's probably going to be marginal gains that we can offer for you here.
Yeah, no, look, I know it's not. Look, like I said, it's that age thing now, isn't it? Like I said, my irons have dropped by 10, 15 yards. You know what I mean? Obviously, that's dropped by 100 yards.
No problem, no problem. All right, so let me put something together for you and we'll see what we can
Yeah, go on,
No
Nick.
problem
Yeah,
at all.
sounds good.
No problem. Okay, so what I've done here is I've just dropped a few grams off the shaft for you. So I've gone to somewhere around the 52 gram mark. And then that's the latest version of what you've got. Just same spec, 10.5 degrees, 45 inches, which is the same length as what you've got. Dropped a little bit of the head weight off of it as well. So again, what I'm trying to effectively get into is a little bit that what you mentioned with your friends' clubs where they just felt a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit easier to move. So dropped a little bit of head weight, a little bit of weight off the shaft as well. Just see if we can gain a similar sort of feeling to what you were getting there with your friends' club. So
Okay.
see how that one feels for you.
Sounds good.
Hopefully, as I say, if we can translate it into a bit of additional
Big fade.
bit of additional club head speed, then might find a bit more ball speed with it. This G430 Max, yeah. Nice start. Good job there, Ian.
Was that 237?
Yeah. Pretty similar, but a nice start, you know, just straight first one off with a new product in hand. Good again.
Toey that one, did it?
Again, that's where sort of the G430's really excelled, though. Just across the face, yeah. I mean, the Pings have always been known for that, but that strike really sort of shows it.
Yeah. Feels all right.
Picking up on much of a difference weight-wise at all, Ian?
It just feels slightly lighter.
Yeah, I mean, when we're talking 4 or 5 grams, yeah.
Yeah.
So, and there's a couple of grams off the head as well. Interesting. I mean, it's definitely brought things in a fraction. I'll let you hit one more, and then I'll just show you how that compares to. A little bit, yeah, definitely. You know, it's marginal gains. I think we're looking for here because the first one was pretty good. Good hit. That's interesting. Must be a little bit more heel side that one, I would have thought. So apart from that one there, obviously that we just hit the last one there. The rest of them pretty similar, but actually you can see, if anything, a little bit longer with sort of what you came in with. Main reason for that would be, get rid of him so he doesn't disturb the main averages. Club head speed almost identical, ball speed almost identical, marginally more efficient. Bit more spin on that model. I did have that just straight in at 10.5, whereas your one is set up in the small minus setting, which takes almost a degree of loft off the golf club there for you. So that's the main difference there. If I just, let me just get my numbers in where I want them to be. Dynamic loft number. This dynamic loft number is a number that I like to use in particular. You can see there that it's about a degree higher than what you've been using.
Yep.
So we could drop a little bit of loft off that current setup that I've got in hand for you there. But you can see they're just a little bit tighter for dispersion in terms of the big one left and the big one right isn't quite there. And I know we had this one in here, the last one that you hit, which was
it's on the fairway, Nick. I don't care, it's on the fairway.
You don't look like you missed many fairways, Ian, definitely. Definitely. But just to try and give you something today, which obviously is a little bit longer than what you've got. I think if I was going to take out the ones to the right-hand side, what I would potentially do is, because I want to take a little bit of loft off, but rather than, when you do take loft off a club like that, when you take loft off the club, you open the face up a little bit. So I would probably, what I would do is bring the loft down to 9 degrees and then actually loft it up, which actually closes the face a little bit. Okay. So that would make it a little bit easier for you to draw, which is obviously a shape that you've played in the past. So, so let me just do that for you. Let me stay in that same shaft, because actually I like the way that moves for you.
Yeah.
And actually you thought the swing weight, which was...
what's that new smoke one like?
Yeah, the new Callaways as well, yeah, absolutely, yeah, good as well.
Yeah, you got them?
Yeah, got the lot.
I'll try it.
Yeah, we can do, yeah.
I'll try that one as well.
We'll try the lot, don't worry.
Just give me the deal instead, Nick.
Yeah. I'm just going to give this a rip just purely because what I'm trying to basically do is just optimise the shaft based on the head being quite similar to what you're using already, right?
Yeah.
Once you've nailed the shaft down, then we can have a little look at some other heads.
You know, I've got my my weight like
in the heel.
Yeah. Do I need that, or is it just?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't make as much of a difference as what people probably think it does. To be honest with you, there's not really enough of the mass weight of the head to really influence it, so to speak. As you can see, you could still lose that one out.
Yeah.
To the right hand side, right? So there's only really, well, it's less than 10% of the head weight generally, to be honest with you. So I wouldn't say it's a gimmick, but it doesn't make as much of an influence as what people maybe. I think it would be something where I actually prefer to typically put the weight in the area where behind the predominant strike. So if you're a toe striker or a heel striker, I would prefer to put the weight behind that to sort of influence it a little bit. But it's different on if there's a lot of weight back there. But typically with the pings, they're as far back as they can possibly get it. So they're high MOI, but there's not really enough of a weight change there in terms of left or right, across the head, into the heel or the toe to really influence closure rates the way I think we would expect it to. It can always be overridden by the golf swing, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so that's a 9 degree lofted up, so that's effectively that would be the small plus setting for you. Same shaft again, same swing weight. Better hit again.
A little bit right, that one. No.
Good one again. These are all nice, but they're not necessarily any longer or further than sort of what you produced first time round, Ian.
No, I think it's the age there.
But club head speed seems to have stabilised at sort of 90 miles an hour. Taking a little bit of the shaft weight out hasn't really given us any additional speed, so to speak. Just a little bit low off the head, those two.
Yeah. I'll try to smash that one.
Let's just go one more with that. Yeah, I tried to club head speed just a fraction on that one. Solid. That's your best ball speed today. That's a little bit quicker, that one there at 91.4.
I feel it, I start to sweat.
A little bit toey on the strike, so just kick the spin up a fraction there, but there or thereabouts. I mean, obviously, because you swung it a bit quicker, the optimal distance went up a little bit there. A couple of miss hits in there. Just in that one there.
Oh, look, one off the fairway coin. Ain't bad out of 18.
There's your first two there. But again, the yellow's your original setup there, so not anything
Different, really.
better than it per se at the moment. But let me try and put a couple of other setups together, just
Yeah.
with some different heads and some different shafts for you. But in terms of with the ping, what we've got there, I mean,
It's not much difference.
not much of a muchness really. And I think from model to model, you're not going to see massive gains in it. I think really the difference in those two heads there was performance across the head. I think G430 a little bit more stable, especially at the toe section. Really good perform at the toe. And acoustically, it sounded a bit different. You know, and again, what I've tried to do there is give you something which, in terms of the quality of the shaft, really high grade module graphite that we've got. Dropped a little bit of weight off of it, but it hasn't really translated into more club head speed per se.
No.
I wouldn't want to drop the club head, the shaft weight down further, because we might start to lose a bit of stability in there as well. I want to try and obviously retain as much of that as I possibly can for you.
No.
But yeah, let me grab a couple of the other heads and shaft combinations, and we'll see if there's anything else that gives us anything different.
Good enough for me.
Just going to throw the Callaway into the equation, the new AI Smoke. Had some good results with this so far this year. I'm just going to throw another shaft in here, dropped a little bit more weight again.
Okay.
It's Mitsubishi shaft, the Vanquish. It's at 49 grams this one, so this is, you know, a bit of a further drop down again.
What grams was that? What grams was that?
Talking about mid-50s here, fit about 56 grams on this one.
Oh, right.
Yeah. So obviously I don't want to go substantially lighter than that. I think it will start to feel too light for you almost. But I'm just gradually just dropping it off just a little bit more. I mean, that would definitely feel much lighter again, that one.
Yeah. What's that, 9 degrees, Nick, yeah?
Yeah, 9 degrees, and I've got it in the draw setting for you. So I haven't lofted this one up.
For it 270, we're having it, we're going, all right? Yeah, you can feel the difference in the weight there.
Yeah, so this is about as light as I would like to go for you. Almost might be a little bit too light, a little bit too soft here, I think, Ian. Starting to just lose a bit of control for the head.
What this? Yeah. That one sounds better.
Yeah, but I think it's just a little bit too soft down the tip section, which, again, that's the problem is we start to get much lighter, we start to lose a little bit of stability in the shaft and a little bit of control as well. Now, let me just drop in the something else there for you.
Yeah, a lot of...
Yeah, just a little bit too soft, a little bit too light. You've got about a 5 gram window to work in, really. So the first one I gave you was 52, that was 49. So I'm just going to up it back up a little bit from there.
Yeah.
Change the balance a little bit. Go to something that's a bit firmer in the tip section again.
Sometimes though, you could hit the first 20 good. No matter how many you hit, all of a sudden you get a bit tired. It starts going a bit ping-tong, doesn't it?
just going to change the grip over on that one for you. It's just a mid-size on there, so I'm just going to change that over. It'll be too heavy balance, that one.
All right, mate.
2 secs. There we go. Let's give that a go there. So again, I've brought the weight up ever so slightly, a little bit firmer in the tip section, this one.
And what's this, the smoke it?
This is still the Callaway head again, yeah.
I'm getting tired, maybe.
Yeah, we would say typically around, you know, peaking out maybe at sort of 30, 35 swings, and then after that you do start to with driver. It's funny, since we've thrown this head in though, haven't hit the Callaway head as well as you did the Ping setups.
Nah. Yeah, maybe.
Losing it more out to the right hand side. So Pings are very, very
Forgiving.
very forgiving across the face. Yeah, what you've got there is a really sort of solid setup. And actually, I think what it's showing here, Ian, is actually it's not a million miles away as a setup for you.
Yeah.
You know. Don't like the way that swings for you quite as much as the TPT shaft for me so far has been that best setup for you, I think.
Well, that one.
Yeah, I think so far. Oh, are you?
No. So was this one you're saying, Nick?
Yeah, that's the first one I gave you, and I think so far that's looked the most comfortable. Let me just do what you mentioned there about dropping the weight into a little bit into the heel as well. Like I mentioned at the start, I think it was going to be a marginal gain that I could offer. And basically all I've done here is I've dropped the shaft weight down by a few grams.
Yeah.
Just tidied the spec up ever so slightly for you, so. Throw that one back in again, see how that, now that you've had something to compare it against.
Yeah. Going right now, left of me.
I'll let you hit a couple more with that, Ian. I'm just going to grab another setup for you.
Yeah, go on.
I think it would be interesting to try. This is the latest Ping model. It's called the 10K. That's what we're working at here, is sort of maximal forgiveness.
Right. That's why I want forgiveness, Nick.
Try and give you as much as we can here. Let's grab the screw from over here. So 10K, so sort of maximal MOI forgiveness here with this one. So they've got an extremely sort of heavy weight here.
Yep.
Counterbalance shaft here in the CB. Yeah, let's see what you think of that as a setup.
Right.
I guess what we're looking at here is whether I can give you something which, because it's so forgiving across the face here, and it almost feels, it allows you to try and feel like you can hit it harder and harder and harder. The main, you know, component of speed in the equation is you as the golfer.
That was better than the last 6 I've done. Little left that one.
Strong hit though, ball speed's up.
Oh, not that bad.
Yeah. Slightly toe side, but I mean the numbers there are encouraging. So 91 on the club head speed, 135 on the ball speed, which is up a little bit. Nice and efficient, even though it was ever so slightly toe side. I mean, strong numbers. 237, not any longer, but again, it's just whether, it's quite a big head, right? It's almost kind of squashed, so front to back, it's very deep.
Yeah.
It's just whether it gives you any confidence to really feel like you can go after it, this one, Ian?
Let's try.
Yeah, yeah. Of course, problem with going after it is whether it throws that your sequence out, right?
Yeah, I know, that's... yeah, as soon as you try and go that little bit, you just go out of a...
Yeah. And again, this is slightly lighter on the swing weight scale, which again is just another way of us trying to feel like we can help you square it up a bit easier. Which one thing I think I would say in the slightly lighter setups that I've given you is I feel like they do square up a little bit easier than what you came in with.
Yeah.
Sort of agree with what you were saying there about the total weight of the current ping that you've got.
Yeah.
But I think my favourite one so far has probably been the first one I gave you, which was the TPT and the...
Like I said, after eating probably 30, 40 balls, you start to feel it anyway, Nick.
Sure.
I am anyway.
Yeah, let's go one more with this. Little bit spinny, missed the contact there, but I would suggest that was probably a little bit low, maybe a little bit heel side as well.
What's the first one you give me? This one?
Yeah, it was this one. So I actually gave you, the first one I gave you was actually in the 10.5 degree setting, but then I went to the 9 degree and we just lofted it back up again to try and just control the face orientation. Apart from obviously these ones, which I think this son here, take these out.
Yeah, that was boy probably. Anything longer than 230 ain't me.
Well, 237 to 240s, you know, but I think the original set you gave me, still almost your longest ones there. Which were these three, which are the three best ones that you hit with yours. This is what we've hit so far. So the white dispersion circle, that one was the first driver that I gave you, which has definitely been probably the combination of distance and dispersion was probably the best, almost the best setup there for you.
Consistency was better, wasn't it?
Yeah, yeah. And then a couple of the other setups I've given you haven't necessarily beaten anything distance-wise. That one was the next one I gave you, which was that one, which again, what I did there was I took the 9 degree head and we lofted it up, which I think would ideally take the big right miss out of play because it closes the face down ever so slightly. So that was the shot that I was trying to take out of play. I mean, of course, we can override any setup if we want to, but if I was to sort of effectively ignore him, then you're looking at a like for like, but just with a little bit more left bias on that one there, basically. But the other setups, it didn't seem to get on with the Callaway head in particular. I didn't really see anything with that.
What's the Callaway head last year? Because I said a few of the blokes I played with got it, and I was hitting it, and I was just banging it, like.
Yeah, I mean, we've only got the latest paradigm in because we only stocked the latest heads. But to be honest with you,
what?
Not this year's,
last year's paradigm, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, they've moved on now. They've moved.
Oh, well, you don't keep that no more.
No, well, we stocked the latest models, so
Right.
they've moved into the QI now, which is the latest version of it. Yeah, so yeah, can throw it together for you. Can have a little look at it, but I think we're going to be pretty much where we are in terms of from a distance perspective, because the heads aren't going to give you any more because they're all limited, right?
Yeah.
In terms of what we call COR, there's a legal limit to it. So
So what one was this one I was hitting?
this one is probably the one that we've hit the best so far in terms of as a setup for you. I can pop that shaft into the tailor-made head for you. We can hit that and see what you think of that as well. But I think that would make sense from a shaft perspective, because I've been able to drop a little bit of weight off of it, but maintain stability for you effectively. And then if you were to gain a bit of speed, that would be able to handle that increase in speed. So let's say if you did crank up to sort of 92, 93, that would be able to handle it, even though it is at that lighter weight for you. And I think that's important. As you can see, when I went down to that 49-gram shaft, it started to...
Yeah,
it was just too light.
Bit whippy.
Yeah, exactly. So there's always a little bit of a limit on, once you go past that, we start to lose stability. So it's that tightrope of giving you, dropping the weight to allow you to move it a bit quicker, but if you go too light, then all of a sudden you start to lose it, you know. But let me grab the tailor-made head for you.
Okay.
This is the QI10, yeah, the standard head. They do a max head as well, but it comes out very heavy, so it sort of then starts to get that swing weight going the wrong way. And I think actually, from what I've seen, when we went down a little bit on the swing weight, so your original setup was D3. Swing weight is basically where the balance point is within the club, the fulcrum point. When I brought that down, it seemed to square up a little bit easier for you. So what you were mentioning about your friend's setups, where I would potentially, without knowing exactly what the spec is, they could be a little bit lighter in shaft weight, and they could be a little bit lighter in swing weight as well.
Okay.
The Callaway heads are typically, they come out a little bit lighter.
Yeah.
But that new latest, the QR, the max, the max forgiveness head is quite heavy, so that would start to take the swing weight up that way again for it.
What one's Jack got?
Still. 1, 2 years, 2 years?
Yeah, it would have been, so that's just taken over from the Stealth
That's a new
2. Yeah.
What's Jack got? A tailor-made then? Bit low, that one, wasn't it? It's a bit windy out there. It's a low stinger. Oh.
Probably have found with the tailor-made heads, they do tend to have a bit more of almost like a fade bias to them this year. Don't have many guys stepping in the bay and sort of drawing this head. It seems to have more of a sort of, yeah, definitely, yeah. This is the 10.5 degree head. I've stayed at the 10.5 because they're typically a little bit lower spin as well, the tailor-made. So if I went into, I could go to the 9 degree and loft it up to try and control the face angle a little bit for you. Hitting this out the heel quite a lot, the spin's quite high on it. Low toe that last one. I just teed up just a fraction for you, and it just seems to be coming out quite low on the head, that one so far. It is a deeper head. Let's go a couple more with that for you.
That was me. That wasn't the. That was me. I think I'm getting tired, Nick.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, just one more with that. Yeah, it's lost a lot of the map to the right there for you.
Yeah.
See there, dispersion wise. Probably preferred so far, again, the way the ping swung on that particular shaft for you.
Mm-hmm.
I've got a couple of other ones to try there as well. I've got a Cobra, which again tends to be a slightly better head weight, and you've got your Titleist as well, your TSR2. So
Yeah, go on, we'll try 'em.
we're throwing them on as you're here. You can make a bit of a quick decision on whether you like them or not comparatively. So again, a little bit lighter on that sort of swing weight.
Yeah.
It's the Titleist, so it's very sort of neutral looking head, neutrally weighted as well. This is just straight in at 10 degrees, this one. And one setting. Straight away it looked a bit easier to square up than the TaylorMade did for you.
Yeah, felt better, believe it or not.
A little bit low off the head. Better line on it. A little bit low toe. Just going to add a little bit of weight to that head because it just seems to be, contact seems to be compromised a little bit. Just add a couple of grams back in. Contacts on these so far just been a little bit low. Just kind of kicks up that spin number here. That was a more solid one again.
Yeah. So I say, Nick, I think you get so many, you lose that.
Yeah, yeah.
You lose a bit of concentration.
In terms of that head comparative to the ping head, how does that one feel for you?
Yeah, it feels all right.
Any preference between either of them?
I don't think there's a lot of difference, to be honest with you.
If anything, you'd say the dispersion on the ping one's been better again for you?
Yeah.
Just performance across the head, it's a bit more stable. Yeah, that one just, the lower contact just spits the spin up again for you, so you're just losing a little bit of that total distance.
So what one was it? That one we used, the first one.
No, it would be, so it was this shaft, but in the other head setup basically, just lofted down a little bit.
That one.
Yeah.
1,200 quid that head coin. Yeah, can I have two in case one breaks, Nick?
How does it feel though, in hand, how does it feel for you?
Yeah, yeah, feels okay on this, yeah.
Are you picking up on the weight at all on it, or is it?
It feels,
I'd say a couple of grams in there.
It feels, yeah, cheers. Feels a better weight distribution than that one.
Okay.
Definitely.
Good ball speed. I think of all the setups, this is the one that's definitely swung the best today. Yeah, absolutely. It was the one that came to mind, obviously, first of all. Hence why I threw it in first for you. These TPTs, they're really they're high quality shafts, slightly lighter in weight, so that's sort of what they go for. Doesn't miss a trick on the carry distance, certainly. And that's where it is a good performance, out of that toe strike in particular.
Yeah, see on the others, I think that would have gone more, another
right
10,
side.
15 yards, right?
Yeah, and that's sort of what I've found with some of the other setups so far. TaylorMade one in particular, they seem to be losing it right this year at the moment. Good ball speed. Yes. So that's just the one where you square the face up to the path, which is always going to give you your longest drive because there's less of a glancing blow across it.
Come on, Nick, give me some credit. It's 250.
Yeah, no, absolutely, definitely. That's what we want, right? I mean,
and it missed the bunker.
And it was a bit quicker there as well, 93.7. Yeah.
Was it?
Yep. Yeah.
I don't know what happened there.
Must have been that smell of the coffee. Just
yeah, it must have been.
That one there, we were a little bit more closed with the stance there, Ian.
Yeah,
But yeah,
I'll be honest, I actually felt that one when I hit it.
Yeah.
I was to say that to him right, but to be honest, it's the others, that would have been another 10, 15 yards, right, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think it swings the easiest for you, definitely with all the setups I've given you. There's no two ways about that. You can see that the shaft weight's a bit easier for you to get in front of the body and square up. Do that with it in particular. That's the one where, yeah, when you get that correct contact on the face as well.
Yeah. It's going a little bit further, innit, when I hit it right.
Yeah, well, again, it's club head speed, right? I mean, again, that was slightly quicker than what you produced earlier in the session, 92.8. So this is what I say, there's no such thing as a quick head or quick shaft on the racket. It doesn't exist. If it did,
no,
I'd have a queue
that's
from here.
down to you.
I'd have a queue from here to New Delhi of people waiting to pick up their new quick heads and quick shafts. It doesn't exist. What exists nowadays is a setup that swings efficiently for the golfer and allows them to then create the speed. And that's what you're seeing with the tour pros, is nowadays they've got obviously very well fitted gear, but they're just a bit fitter, they're just a bit quicker, and they're hitting it harder. And because of the size of the heads, they're going after it at maximal speed. And I think that's where we can nowadays, if you've got a modern head, it's going to be a marginal gain nowadays. I mean, the difference between the 425 and this one is just a little bit of performance across the face, but ultimately, out the middle, they can only be so hot they're regulated. So I think what you're seeing here is just a little bit of that shaft weight would allow you to maybe move it a bit quicker, especially when you're fresh.
But that was, like I said, that was more consistent, Nick, wasn't it? I mean, a couple of the others, I mean, I'm probably nearly every fairway there, haven't I?
Apart from that one there where we just
apart from that one, but
this one here where we gave it a bit more.
Yeah, but it's just, I can just feel it's better. It does feel okay, to be honest with you. But I could feel that go a bit right, but it wasn't like a massive.
Yeah. Only other thing I can spot there is sometimes a strike just moves a little bit into the toe side, which if the face is open will exaggerate that little bit of fade for you as well. There's a bit of forgiveness there, though, isn't there? Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's what when you're buying ping, that's sort of that's kind of what you're buying really against the other brands. I mean, it used to be your Callaway heads, your TaylorMade heads were always sort of seen as the quickest in the market, and that's because they were the lowest spin. And then definitely recently you've had, Titleist have joined the party in terms of the T series of drivers they've had. The last 2 or 3 generations have been fantastic. Ping have definitely upped their game in terms of always been known for stability, but now don't miss a trick in terms of ball speed and spin. And the Cobras are very solid. And
it feels definitely
as well. The Mizuno's, Strixons. That came out a bit flatter, which is interesting. Just a little bit toe side, but for the toe strikes, they're really not performing that poorly for you.
No, like I'm saying, it's still.
That's your quickest swing, that one, funny enough, that you produced for me today. 94. Yeah.
I'll give us another hour and a half, and I'll be up to 103.
But you can see when you do produce that quicker one, it asks for more, so to speak. before it was asking for you to be under 220 as a carry, but as soon as you up that,
Yeah.
all of a sudden the demand is 225 and then 247. We've been cruising just under 240 today, pretty much all the way, or 231.
How does Ram get his speed from like a 3/4 swing? It's mad, isn't it? Or is he just power?
Yeah, well, he's a big, strong guy,
Yeah.
but it's also his kinematic sequence is world class, right? So,
Yeah.
you know, even though he's a short swinger, the amount of pressure he creates in that
Yeah.
time, and
Legs,
he's a big boy, right? He's what 6'2", 6'3". He's built like that as well, so he's just like he's a big lad. So they're just pure speed though. He's got a lot of hand speed as well.
Yeah.
But we're talking about
Is that where your speed comes from? Your hands more?
Well, it comes from sequencing ultimately.
Yeah.
But with those guys as well, they can create this sort of flash speed with their hands quite quickly.
Yeah.
To square the face up, and they're just so good that they're able to sort of do that on a regular basis, and they've spent their whole life sort of being able to work on squaring the face at that.
They just feel better though, Nick, definitely.
Solid again. It just looks like you can do that with it all day. I know because of the strike on the face, the spin's kicked up a little bit there, but it just looks very easy for you to be able to step up and do that with it, I would say.
Yeah.
Be interesting just to see you hit yours a couple more times again, if that's all right. Just to,
If I hit it better,
just
300 yards.
Just to compare it against again, yeah. Well, it just gives you something to, the difference in weight now, I would say. Obviously, we've hit some different setups, but just give that another go again.
He's probably the same weight as that. Like someone sells you the same pair of shoes.
Good again, consistent.
But I am consistent with this. I know it sounds, but I just want to spend his money, Nick. Everyone says, what do you want a new driver for?
Well, I think what this shows is actually what you've got in hand works, and it's been pretty well fitted previously. Good again. Again, based on where that strike point is, I can't really argue with how well that sort of... It drops a little bit of carry distance when you do that with it. That's probably the only thing I'd say compared to the latest setup.
Yeah.
It's just pulled a little bit. And I think it looks, because it's a little bit heavier in shaft weight and head weight, I think as you get into the round, if you do tire at all, that's where you might be a bit more inclined to maybe push up a little bit, push or pull it, because you have to sort of pull it a bit more from behind you a little bit. So it's marginal, but effectively in the shaft weight, you're looking at 4 grams, and in the head weight, you're looking at about 2 grams. So 6 grams overall, we've taken out of that for you.
No, that one does feel better on the backswing.
It just visually watching you swing it. That's why I wanted you to pick up your driver again. Just watching you swing it, you started to pick up on the slight reduction in weight. You weren't having to sort of pull it from behind here quite so much, and that's where I think you get that toe strike from, as it comes through a little bit late.
Yeah.
And because the head's so good, at the moment it's sort of correcting flight a little bit with the toe strike.
Yeah.
But then if you get that one where you then try and pull it through again because it is way behind you, then all of a sudden you have to flash your hands at it, and that's where you get the one way left and that one's gone.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be in the trouble on course. I mean, average UK fairway, you're probably looking at just over 30 yards there.
Yeah.
So these two, and
yeah,
comparatively to the other setup, which I know we haven't produced massive more distance, but
no,
definitely
Nick,
the dispersion
it's more not so much distance. It's more to do with consistency. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, definitely. I think that's what you're going to get with a modern day setup when you're going from one generation to the next. I think if you were going from 2 or 3 generations ago to that one, you might have seen more of a gain today. But going from one generation to the next, it's going to be incremental. 3, 4, 5% maybe. Which is sometimes hard to show you in the bay when you're hitting 20, 30 balls, if that makes sense. Where you might notice it is over the course of a season.
How much is that one?
Well, I can put the quote together for you, and I can show you exactly what that would come to. But
yeah, just put a few zeros on it, Nick.
if you think that would be the one you'd be looking at, Ian, then what about grip size and grip type? What size glove do you typically?
Ah, just a standard
Yeah, the
foot joy glove in it.
Yeah, but the Golf Pride Tour Velvet 360, like what you've had on that one.
Is that the same handle as that?
Yeah, that's the same grip effectively. But what size glove are you typically wearing?
Medium large?
Medium large, I think it is.
Medium large,
Yeah.
So you might actually benefit from having a few wraps under the grip just to get the hands on there with a bit more comfort. So let me just bring a couple of different sizes over just to show
Oh,
you.
what, bigger grip you mean?
Yeah, ever so slightly, yeah. Because
Yeah,
what
go
we're
on.
trying to do is we're just trying to get the hands onto the grip
Yeah,
as
go on,
relaxed
mate,
as
yeah.
we possibly can. So I'll just show you the difference in the sizes. So that's just one layer. That's what we've been using today, and that's what you've got on yours already. So that's pretty standard.
Right, yep.
And then in terms of a little bit bigger, and we're talking subtle differences here, but that's 2 wraps if you just feel that one.
Yep.
Very subtle. 3 wraps.
I haven't really thought of handles, do you?
Just grip size. So basically what we're trying to do is get the hands onto the grip as relaxed as we can. If the grip's too small, you'll just grip a little bit too tight through these 3 fingers in. If it's too big, you'll just get a bit too much pressure through there, trying to hold on. So we're just trying to get that fingertip to just be touching that fleshy part of the palm in there, which typically you would say, and it depends on whether you're long through the palm or the fingers, will depend on what size grip that you typically like. There's no sort of correct answer here because, you know, you look at like somebody like a Bubba Watson, he's almost got like baseball bat grips, right?
Yeah.
And then you look at Bryson, he's the same, he's got the big jumbo max grips on there. But what we're looking for is just comfort. So typically I would say medium, large glove size. You're looking at least a couple of additional wraps on here just to try and sort of get the hands on there nice and comfortable. And that would be 4 wraps. That would be probably about as big as I'd take it for you based on your glove size. That's just, if you just apply your normal pressure for me, that's probably a little bit too big because I can see a little bit of a gap in there. So if anything, I'd bring it back.
Oh, what, down there?
Yeah, I want to be able to ideally get that finger there just touching on that part of the palm there. Same again. So you're a bit bigger through the palm than the finger, I would say, as well.
Right.
So actually, let me drop that down to 2 layers for you there. Yeah, that probably looks the most comfortable. So that's basically 2 additional wraps of tape there for you. And in terms of the style of the grip, I mean, we've got lots of different options. Tour Velvet 360 again.
Yeah, just
Probably the most common grip in the market still. Performs very well across all the different sort of weather conditions you're going to get.
doing it.
Okie dokie, gents. All right. Well, I can let me put the quote together for you on that, and see what you think of it. And we can go
Hope
from
you're
there.
sitting down.
Yeah.
No, joking.
Perfect. Yeah. Any more questions on it?
No, not really. I mean, it felt. Look, it actually did feel better. I'm not just saying it because I'm buying it, but it actually felt better on the backswing.
Yeah. Well, I was just trying to
It
replicate
did feel
that.
slightly lighter. I could feel just slightly.
I say we're talking probably about the overall weight about 6 grams, which doesn't sound like a huge amount, but as soon as I went any lighter than that, it started to throw things off a little bit for you. Yeah. So we need an element of weight in there to help the club sit into the correct plane, and we can use the weight to pull against and hit it. I think yours is just maybe just too far the other way, which I think when you're fresh and you're swinging it well, it's probably spot on.
Yeah.
It's not a million miles away, but I think if you just have a day where your timing's out, or as you get into the round, if you do start to tire a little bit, that's where you might start to find a bit of dispersion with it.
No, I feel like I could give that just a little bit
more.
Just that bit more, and it felt like it didn't have like
as much turn on it one way or the
I knew
other.
it was going to go right.
Yeah.
But the others was not. Of that one, it proper go
really
right.
felt like it went
but this
through.
one felt like I thought that's going to go right, but it didn't go like that. It sort of like kept, like you say, slightly on the fairway.
Yeah, no problem. Well, it's a nice quality setup that you've got there, and I think shaft moving forward would be definitely relevant for you. So if you really like the shaft, there's no stopping you from in the future if you wanted to put that into other heads. You could do that as well in the future. But
what's that? Is that in your woods?
In a new driver, so you know the beauty is once you get dialed in for a shaft, something like that, which that'll be relevant whether you get a little bit quicker or a little bit slower. To be honest with you, Ian. Yeah. Shaft wise, let's say if you when they bring out their new G430 or whatever it's going to be, or in 2 or 3 seasons time, you fancy swapping to something new, then you can always swap the shaft in. You don't always have to buy a new shaft with the head, you can, the
Yeah,
shaft can stay in, and
I'm
I think
with
the beauty of that, because of the quality of that'll
Yeah.
be moving forward with you as well. So,
Okay.
so let me just
Yeah,
put this together for you.
no worries.